Well, you know, when we start our videos off from the truck, something's going on. We're not at the shop. We got in the truck, quick response time. So basically, here's the deal. We just dropped on a single board that we've been looking at probably for about 6 weeks. We've already posted the video where we dropped on a dominant boar that had a subordinate boar in the trap. The lag time in the live video, basically the subordinate boar got like right under the gate. We think the gate may have actually clipped him. And so we think that's this hog. This hog is super paranoid, majorly trap shy, but we weren't ever sure. Like, they would always fight. The dominant boar would run the subordinate boar out. That's why there's a dominant and subordinate. We're not sure that evening when we flipped the switch if the hog was like, hey, that big mean boar grabbed my butt. You know, we don't know what he thought, but it all broke bad. So a lot of this mannerisms we're seeing from this particular hog is very educated, very trap shy. I mean, a lot going on with him. And we keep looking at the pictures from the ice camera because that's what we're using for a lot of our identification, for scars, marks, tattoos, all the above. And we're like going, yeah, I think that's him. Now, it's not impossible that this hog was not trapped before. He wasn't trapped by us. All we know is that the gate hit him, or it came real close to hitting him, and he skedaddled. He did come back, but it took him a long time before he'd go back in that trap. So until we actually, you know, put our hands on him or look at him and see what his mannerisms like inside the trap, that tells us a lot. You know, the mannerisms that we were seeing were, hey, I don't really like this big round thing, and it's not good for me. Once he's in there and the gate's down, then the mannerisms we're looking for are you trying to crawl out? Are you trying to lift panels up with your nose? You know, whatever. And that'll kind of tell us, yeah, he's been trapped before. So once we get in there, get him on the ground, I'm going to shoot some pictures, send them to the barber, and then we're literally going to start comparing pictures from last month to this month of the ice camera. And just like, hey, he walked by the ice camera, he walked by the ice camera, and start comparing all those things. And we're really hoping that, you know, we were pretty irritated and mad that night. Like, hey, you know, we preach about don't educate hogs, and we educated one. We're hoping we just fixed that problem. A lot of patience with this guy. I think, like I said, 6 weeks, I think is what we're looking at now. A lot of patience to get him comfortable to come in. And so hang on, here we go. All right, we're right here at the trap. Kind of see the tree line a little bit. He's just up walking around. He doesn't know we're here yet. We're going to go ahead and ease on up. Hang on. Everything's been clean outside the trap. All right, we're busted. Hang on. I'm getting too cranked up. Hi, fella. We're pretty suspicious that he's actually been trapped before. Yeah, look at it. Look at that. Right there. Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and take him down. We don't give him too much time to think about anything. So hang on. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. Got some halfway started some cutters on him. Now, a couple things on this hog right here. We really want to deep dive into this guy. Y'all might kind of wonder about that one. We should have already posted a video from the system where we were trying to trap two boars that could not get along. There was a dominant boar and a subordinate boar. We're really wanting to look a lot of pictures from the rear where he's coming up with the ice camera. Kind of hard for you guys to see. Very distinct spot, like right there. You can kind of see it from the distance. And so the barber's already starting to pull pictures. We do believe this is the hog from that video. And so give me a minute, I'll spin the camera around. We're at like 99.9% sure. So basically the video that we previously posted, not sure when it was 2 boars that were using the trap, but one was a dominant boar, the other one was subordinate. Subordinate boar would try to come in at the same time, fight would break out, subordinate boar would put it in the wind. One particular evening, dominant boar came in. The subordinate boar was kind of circling. And I mean, we're like really like, we're not streaming, meaning we're not running live video, we're just watching. And then we catch him with the ice camera, the subordinate boar, and he came in. So he came along the panel wall here. Actually to the point that like, I wasn't sure if he was on the outside the panel or inside the panel. So we're watching, and by that point we start streaming. He comes along here and he starts to turn. And I'm like, it's about ready to break. And so what you have to understand about live video, kind of like GPS. Once you hook up GPS, you know, it's all hooked up. The system's hooked up. And so if you stop in traffic, you'll see your minutes change, like whatever your arrival time is going to be. With live video, same principle. Everything's hooked up. So if you go over to live video and you go, hey, drop gate, which is what we did when live video first came out, we're like, holy crap, man, that thing dropped with like almost instantly. Now, if we were running live video right now and I was talking, my voice is going to travel all the junk it's got to, and then it gets back to the video and you get it here. And there is a lag, okay? It is. It's science. 1 or 2 seconds, maybe 3. So what we believe to be a fact that happened that evening was he turned, I flipped the switch, but in reality, he was already halfway to the gate. And then the gate probably caught him or caught him really close. And so he actually came back a couple nights later. He never would enter. He's been hit and miss for like 6 weeks, just hit and miss. Like I really want to go in there because I know there's corn in there, but I'm really not sure. Now, once we got him tonight, we made sure he was a little deeper in before we flipped the switch. And of course, he didn't have to worry about a big bad, mean another hog, right? The mannerism that you're going to see or saw at the gate, the hunching down and all that, yeah, that is not us. We didn't do that. Someone else created that mess. That is, I've been trapped before and I know how to crawl out. Generally because the panels are too short. 68 inches is what Jagerbrook panels are. Small squares at the bottom, big squares at the top, patented design. The gate is designed the way it is. And so that mannerism had nothing to do with what we did. The night that we did what we did explains him standing outside the gate turning his head. And we see that behavior a lot. But what we were looking at was it the same hog? And it was. The barber has sent, since I did a little video, now this is the other video, texted me. And she goes deep dives into all the pictures of the defining areas of the rear, the way the tail curls to the right, you know, when he would approach the trap, and any kind of scars or marks. And literally you can define a lot of a hog by their junk in the back. So that might be creepy for some people. That's what we're doing. But seriously for us is like, hey, we made an error. It is what it is. And for us, it was a pride thing. And so now we can reach out to the landowner and go, hey, we fixed it. Okay, it took a little bit, and it did take a long time to put up with him coming by the trap, not coming in, coming by the trap, but the ice camera was instrumental, and that's why we preach it all the time. It's not to try to sell you a camera. I don't care what camera you run outside your trap. Don't matter to me. Just run one, because there's so much intel that can be grabbed from that. And now we're actually running more cameras. We've got a Real Link camera, if I said that right, and we're just experimenting with it. that you can swivel and turn, you know. And again, we're dealing with lag. We're dealing with the lag of controlling that camera. Actually experimenting with a multi-camera right now. We're looking at literally like when we get ready to drop a gate, we're gonna have 4 cameras on the system. So no flip flap. We're going to knock out maintenance on this trap. We got to go across the property and knock out some feeder maintenance. Got a little feeder over there. Just kind of keep an eye on things on that side of the property. And an absolutely beautiful night here in South Georgia. Thrilling for us. You know, I guess we don't have a life, but anytime you can fix an error that you made, it's pretty cool. And so feel good about this. Hang on.